Hi everyone, another day for International Women's Day campaign, and I'm here today with Vicki Sutton, who's the CEO of Melbourne City Mission. And I really look up to Vicki and the work she do in community, and especially what MCM is doing under her leadership. It is just amazing and inspiring. And I was like, I have to request Vicki to be part of my campaign because her journey and her leadership is really inspiring, and other women's it will inspire other people in the community as well. So thank you so much, Vicki, for accepting my request, and thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thank you, Elvis. It's actually a real privilege when you asked me, and it's an area I'm passionate about, so I'm very happy to talk on it.
Thank you. Can you please tell us about your journey in becoming a CEO of Melbourne City Mission?
Yeah. So look, I have a long professional journey, around 25 plus years of work to get to the amazing opportunity to be CEO of Melbourne City Mission. And as I reflect back, as I often do, you know, I know that one of the main reasons that I have been able to be successful is because I've been able to focus continuously on work within a traditional work setting. So I've had 3 children, and 16 years ago my husband and I made a conscious decision. He picked up the traditional carer role for our children when we started our family, and I continued a full-time working career. What that meant was I was able to work within the boundaries of a traditional working environment, and I didn't challenge the status quo. And as a result, I think that had a lot to do with my ability to continue my career and ultimately be successful. But as I reflect back, I think that is not the way the world should work. That families are a part of everyone's lives. And that, you know, the fact that both my husband and I had to make choices that meant neither of us had perfect balance. So my life has been dominated by work, and I've missed out on elements of my children's lives. My husband's has missed out on the opportunity to enjoy work and work friends and work challenge as he's focused on the family. So, you know, with that lens, I really do still think we've got a lot we can do to create a work environment that actually suits everyone's life.
That's true, you're right. And as traditionally work is like men will go to work and women have to look after family, and that shouldn't be the case. It should be the balance for better, and it should be both husband and wife should be working and looking after their family, and that is, as you mentioned, that family should be included in this working environment, and that is true. And can you tell us, Vicki, about how you gender balance, how you make it a gender balanced world at your workplace?
Yeah, well look, I'm going to talk about, having talked about that story of my husband and I think, you know, one of the things that strikes me still in the modern workplace is that the responsibility for family, you know, falls to women most often. That the work structures are generally there, the ability to take leave for children, flexible work environments, part-time job opportunities, they're there. But because that balance is falling predominantly to women, there's a significant career penalty for women making those choices. Now, for me, the best example of why this is the case, you know, the terminology working mum or stay-at-home mum is a common way to describe a woman. But who would ever think to say to a dad, you're a working dad? No one would say that ever. And for me, that reflects the heart of this underlying bias we have, that it's a women's choice and it's a women's responsibility. So to make balance better for everyone, I actually think we need to start encouraging more men to take up the opportunities to avail of the flexible working environments, etc. When we've got real balance at work between men and women equally wanting to access all of those flexible policies, then you know, women can't be penalised for what's very much a choice that everybody is exercising. Yeah,
that's true. I agree with you, and so interesting, Vicki, that you bring up that people usually refer women by working women or home women, but they never refer men with that, like working dad, and that is so interesting, and I never thought about that. And like it's about we have to change our language and how we are communicating, and at the same time encouraging, as you said, encouraging men to take up have flexible role and have this opportunity to take both responsibilities.
Absolutely.
Another thing is that I want to ask you, I'm in my 20s at the moment and I want to be a leader like you. What advice will you give to me and other young people in the community?
Well, Dee, my general advice, and it's what I apply to myself, is, and I say to my son who's 16 now as well, follow your passion, find out what you are passionate about and look for work that follows that passion, because you spend so long working that you really don't want it to be at the cost of things that you are passionate about outside. You don't want it to be just for money or sustaining yourself. Obviously you need that, but life is short, so follow your passion. Beyond that, to my other theme, I would really like to encourage all young people to embrace both work and their families. And it is still so common to see us fall into very traditional roles when we have our first baby. It's been like that for the 20 years I've been raising children, and it's still unfortunately like that. So I'd love to encourage men and women to challenge the status quo and actually seek to both establish a bit of each, so they can both enjoy the benefits of work and family, and break down those barriers that are still existing now in the workplace.
That's true. Thank you so much for great insight into Balance for Better, and even it opened up my eyes today after a conversation with you, and you bring up some great things, and I think I will go back home and think about it, and I was like, why didn't I think this before? Thank you so much, Vicki. Thank you so much for participating in my campaign. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.